It's all in the news. E. coli outbreak. Imagine biting into your favorite fast food burger, only to learn later that it might be tainted with a dangerous bacteria like E. coli. This isn't just a scare, it's a reality. As we have recently seen with the outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounder, yes, it's on the news. But here's the thing, this problem goes far beyond just one fast food chain. From the farm where food is grown to your plate, every step of the way holds the potential for contamination. In today's video, I would like to dive into how this can happen and what we as consumers can do to protect ourselves. The stakes are high and it's time to pay attention. In this video, we'll be exploring not only the recent outbreak at McDonald's, but also how similar risks can arise at any point in the food chain. It's easy to think that food safety is the sole responsibility of restaurants and food chains. However, the truth is that issues can crop up from the moment a seed is planted in the soil to when food is placed on the shelf of your local grocery stores or in your kitchen. So, let's begin by understanding what E. coli is and how it affects us. What is E. coli and why is it dangerous? E. coli is a bacteria found in the intestines of humans and animals. While many strains are harmless, others, like the one responsible for this recent outbreak, can cause serious foodborne illnesses. Symptoms range from stomach cramps to vomiting, and in severe cases, it can lead to kidney failure, especially in young children and the elderly. The reality is that E. coli can contaminate food in any stage of the supply chain, which is why outbreaks aren't isolated to fast food, but can happen at grocery stores or even in your home garden. This is why safety protocols should not be taken lightly, whether you're a farmer, chef, or simply preparing meals at home. Let's take a closer look at restaurants. They handle millions of meals a day, which increases the risk of contamination. With such high volumes of food being processed, the chance for mistakes multiplies. Even with strict food safety regulations, 1 error in cooking temperatures, cross-contamination in the kitchen, or the mishandling of ingredients can lead to outbreaks like the one we're seeing now. But it's not just the restaurants. Food in general, once it's mishandled, it can be mishandled long before it reaches the kitchen. Improperly stored food at a warehouse or food processed at a facility with lax hygiene standards can cause an E. coli outbreak. It's a chain of responsibilities along the process from it being growing in the farm up to the point of that food getting on your plate. When we think of contamination, our minds may go straight to fast food, but grocery stores are also critical points in the food chain. Produce, meat, and other perishable items need to be stored and displayed properly. One improperly refrigerated shipment of vegetables or meat could lead to spoilage or contamination before it even hits the store shelves. It's not just bacteria like E. coli that we need to worry about. Harmful chemicals from poor farming practices can also pose risk. As consumers, it's important to be mindful of the quality of the produce and products we buy. Look for signs of spoilage, pay attention to recall notices, and ensure you're purchasing from sources you trust. And even when you trust these sources, things happen. From the farm to the table, where it all begins, the food chain doesn't start in the restaurant or grocery store. It starts on the farm. If food safety measures aren't followed from the very beginning, the risk of contamination only grows. One of the most common sources of E. coli is contaminated water used in irrigation. If water used on crops is contaminated with animal waste or poorly treated, bacteria like E. coli can easily make its way onto our fruits and vegetables. Farmers are the first line of defense in food safety, but their challenges are enormous. Proper irrigation, preventing cross-contamination between animals and crops, and ensuring sanitary conditions in food processing facilities are all critical to prevent outbreaks. And this is why we need to think about not just the end product, but the entire process. There are steps that we can take at home. While it might seem daunting, there are steps you can take in your own kitchen to minimize the risk of contamination. Wash your produce thoroughly, even if it's labeled organic. It's essential to rinse fruits and vegetables under running water to remove any harmful bacteria or chemicals. Avoid cross-contamination. Always use separate cutting boards and utensils for raw meat and vegetables. And you want to make sure you wash the surfaces carefully with soap, warm water. Keep your surfaces clean. Cook food to proper temperatures. Use a food thermometer to ensure that the meat, especially ground beef, is cooked to a safe internal temperature. For ground beef, it's 160 degrees Fahrenheit, which is equivalent to 71 degrees Celsius, which kills harmful bacteria like E. coli. Store food properly. Make sure your refrigerator is set below 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius, and keep leftovers properly sealed. What can we do to improve food safety? Food safety isn't just the responsibility of the consumer. We need to hold food chains, grocery stores, and farmers accountable for their role in delivering safe food. Governments also play a crucial role in enforcing food safety standards. Regular inspection of farms, food processing plants, and restaurants are key to catching problems before they cause outbreaks. At the same time, transparency is crucial. When companies are quick to issue recalls and warn consumers about potential risks, they save lives. But they should also be proactive in preventing outbreaks in the first place by investing in better equipment, training, and hygiene practices. Food is something we often take for granted, assuming it will always be safe to eat. However, as we've seen with this recent outbreak, there are risks at every level of the food chain. By being informed, we make better choices about where we get our food, how we handle it, and the questions we ask about how it's grown and processed. Remember, food safety isn't just something for restaurants and grocery stores to worry about. It's something we all need to be mindful of every step of the way. So, let's be a part of the solution, starting from our gardens to our kitchens. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and take the necessary steps to protect ourselves and our family from foodborne illnesses like E. coli. Let me know in the comments if you have ever experienced foodborne illnesses and what steps you take to ensure the safety of the food you prepare. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on more tips and important discussions about how we can all live healthier, safer lives. This is Dottie from Greener Acres Garden Oasis. Goggle. Growing always, going on. Thank you for listening.